Hey, welcome back to WGLNA Season 2, Week number 3, Day number 2. I'm Joshua Gray, call sign Clutch, joined by Randall Holcomb, call sign Rookhill. And our next series is going to be River of Blood versus War and Peace. River of Blood is 3-3 right now. They defeated Nerve, Simplistic Cazadores, lost to Hammer Time, Simple Tankers, and Simp. War and Peace, 0-6. Pat Real 2000 again. The only reason why I laugh, guys, is if you could hear him on TeamSpeak. It
is probably one of the most amusing things. We do record all of their TeamSpeaks, and we have gotten some very cool sounds of the games out. I remember one of them from Season 1, Wreak Havoc, getting a cap that narrowly allowed them to win. Very recently, we had the very amusing one on Cliff.
The cliffhanger.
Oh, yeah. The cliffhanger. That's a good title for it.
Count us in that TeamSpeak goes, just as I planned. He's just sitting side of the cliff at a 13-9.
I'm pretty sure he didn't plan that way.
Yeah, I wish we could play that again. Hopefully we can. Let's go ahead and jump to our face-off, River of Blood versus War and Peace. Good evening, gentlemen.
Hey, what's up, man?
All right, Pat Real 2000, we'll start with you. You know, we like to joke about your reaction in TeamSpeak when you're playing because, you know, it's fun to hear so much passion coming out of you for your team, but it's also got to be frustrating as well because you're a good team, you're a solid team, you've been involved in the esports scene for a while. No wins so far. Overall, what are your thoughts and feelings over Season 2 for your team?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say that my team has asked me to be a little bit more passionate in TeamSpeak, to be a little bit more vocal. And I know we played Simp the other day, and oh my gosh, on Mines, I tell you, I freaked out. And they said, man, comms, you know, you gotta, I said, I don't care, they're not gonna be using what I'm saying. Then I made sure that wasn't being used. So, but you know, as far as this, I think the biggest thing for us is you know, we need to get into a little bit more one-on-one training, you know, against some other teams and things like that. You can only just do so much in you know, the training rooms and things like that. You know, I think we've come a long way from the first game that we played to yesterday's against Simp. Although we lost, there was a lot of positives that we've taken out of that.
There was also a lot of Pershings too. Is that kind of your special surprise that you had?
Well, no. We were gonna come out with some really weird shit, but it was Simp, so we wanted to give them a good game. Okay. The 69s, they just don't do what they need to do. And so we felt like the Pershings with the strat that we had, they worked for us. So,
all right,
or they would have worked for us.
Let's jump over to you, Captain Blood. You guys are 3-3. A win against Nerve, Simplistic, and Cazadores. Loss against Hammer Time, Simple Tankers, and Simp. Now, you did talk to Simplistic. I'm sure you were watching that series very closely. They were not able to defeat Hammer Time, which means you guys are still kind of in the tie-up right now. Those 9 league points with 2 other teams. How crucial is this win for you and your team?
It's pretty big. I mean, this is probably one of our most dangerous matchups because, you know, Pat, it's like he's got nothing particular to lose, but I know he wants to beat us. He's really competitive, and I know he'd love to crush us. So this could be our most dangerous foe yet. You know, I mean, the pressure's not on him, it's on us. So, but we're still in the middle of the pack. I think, you know, either way, we still might get a playoff, but winning would really help alleviate us worrying about it. You like my Halloween costume?
Yeah, tell me a little bit more about who you're dressed up as.
Yes, I just got this hat, and well, I'm Rookill's evil twin, I guess. Maybe, I don't know.
I see. Yeah, the stubble was more apparent yesterday.
Yeah, we shaved it off today in babyface, but isn't it more comfortable, Captain Blood? Aren't your headphones, they fit your head better? They don't put as much pressure on your ears when you're wearing that hat. It's just better. Also, now that it's getting colder, it's just gonna be better. You don't have to turn up the the heat, and you can keep it nice and cool. Also, your computer will be nice and cool, but your head will be nice and warm.
Yeah, it might grow on me actually. I borrow this just for this, you know. It's like, but I kind of like it.
All right, well, I like your Halloween costume. I think you guys look similar. Captain Blood, do you have any words for Pat Real 2000 and War and Peace before we start this match?
Well, you know, I know he's a really good tanker and he's a good commander. So I look forward to this battle and good luck.
Pat Real 2000, any response?
Oh yeah, I've got a minute here. Okay, I think, you know, what we tried to do is after last night's defeat, we tried to figure out what we could do to adjust, or what we did. The first thing we thought, well, maybe because we went to that car lot that you sold that tank, we thought maybe you sold us some bad tanks, and that wasn't cool. So the next thing that we scoured the internet, figured out, man, how does Simp, because I think Simp has like 12 of the 16 teams in the WGLNA.
Sounds about right.
Something like that. So we figured, man, what can we do to emulate those guys? Because I mean, they're tops. So I found this workout video, if you notice behind me, and this is the endo training video that Simp uses for all their teams. So I'm like, man, we studied this all night. None of the guys have any sleep last night. No sleep at all. We studied these. We trained. This puts a shame to our our tank little role play stuff. So we found the endo training video for Simp. So we were going to model after that.
Busted.
It's so clear. It makes so much sense.
I clearly,
I see it, man. I mean, right? I think that's blood right there. He's looking mighty fine with that, So we're gonna bring it on. We're gonna bring it to him.
All right, the endo training video is available for $19.95. No COD orders, but you can use credit cards and personal checks. River of Blood, you have the higher seed. Heads or tails?
Tails.
Tails will be the call, and the coin flip is tails. River of Blood, will you choose the map or defer?
I will defer.
He'll defer.
Look at the tank lineups. River of Blood, 2 AMX 5100s and 3 IS-3s. War and Peace is going to mirror them, and they're going to bring the same lineup. Both teams, 2 5100s, 2 IS-3s. I like it.
Now the south side spawning in the red will be War and Peace. To the north side, as you see on your screens, River of Blood in the blue. Now, River of Blood, again, is known for their aggression in Season 1. Season 2, they had a little bit of trouble trying to gain their footing. But they're one of the teams that have grown the most because of their performance in WGLNA. We were very excited to see them join us in Vegas. And if they're able to join us again, all the merrier, because they're a great team not only to play with but to hang out with. Herbal Thrill and Durasta will be taking the tank alley section. Durasta in a reverse angle position with the rear of the tank actually facing towards the north side, so he can move out of that position faster than actually backing up. And Herbal Thrill is going to cover the G line. AC Dub is not spotted, but Durasta is by laps in the T1. He is spotted himself, but he's going to be right behind the corner here, not allowing Durasta to get a shot.
That is huge information, and you can see it on the mini-map right now. I'm actually going to just jump over to this push. River of Blood pushing up the west side, up the tracks, and they have taken up a wonderful position. You see actually shots going out from the IS-3 Captain Blood. He is in a fantastic hold-down position in his IS-3, and he didn't get to connect, but this position represents a whole lot of control, especially on the G line for River of Blood. Oh, as I say that, Captain Blood gets out of his hold-down, and they're going to book it south towards their opponent's cap, as Slider and Laps are left behind in the north. They will probably have to engage against the T1's Royal and Spirit AW as they go for River of Blood's cap.
Now we saw this happen before with Simplistic against Hammer Time, but Hammer Time had the reverse cap, and Laps is actually to go back to defend as Spirit, AW, and Royal will head up to the north. Slider still on the hill. Shots fired against Captain Blood from Durasta. He has a great land against him. Herbal Thrill trying to land another one. Now Captain Blood's going to try to hold their push. He needs to get a track shot against Durasta here. And he aims, fires, but it looks like that shot did not penetrate. Durasta takes another hit. He's able to get a reset. Captain Blood trying to get another tracking shot. Any of these tanks, Herbal Thrill is going to push right into him. Durasta has another shot fired, but that one is not able to penetrate, it looks like. Now another reset happens, but Blue Base is under attack. Laps is going to have to be careful here. Herbal Thrill, Durasta get kills against Canada and Captain Blood. Pavlo still left alive here in the 5100 is going to try to clean up Dopper and Savagey. Savagey in the IS-3 at 955 at a 1500. Pavlo, along with AC Dub and Herbal Thrill, still left alive with a lot of health, are going to have to deal with this IS-3 and Doc Golem in the other IS-3. 34 seconds left on the blue base. It looks like there's another reset on that cap. Red base at 1 minute and 12 seconds. Dot Golem getting lower and lower here. Durasta with one more shot will take him down. A push from Dot Golem, though, into Durasta. Dot Golem's going to take the shot. Savagey's still left alive here, trying to stay alive. And Dot Golem gets the kill. Savagey's going to focus on the IS-3, but which one? The one with the lower health? It looks like that shot did not ring true.
Dot Golem will have the shot on Actub. And he'll bounce. He'll bounce on the back of Actub. Now Pavlo goes for the ram on Dot Golem, and he does get the kill. Now, and that is all tier 8s for River of Blood going down rather decisively. And now Slider will return to base. We'll see the T1s begin duking it out. Slider taking down Spirit IW. Now he'll have to duke it out with Royal. Royal should notice his T1 is reloading, and he's on fire for a moment. His engine is damaged, and he will drive forward again.
And Royal's able to get the last kill victory for War and Peace in battle number 1.
Not bad out of War and Peace, a very strong reaction. Taking a look at these lineups, we got River of Blood sporting 2 5100s, 3 IS-3s. On the other side, War and Peace. Oh, they're gonna have the same thing. So, same thing as last time, guys.
Just different sides. That's the crazy Ivan rule. And they'll be the same colors too. War and Peace will be red. I'm always used to having River of Blood be in the red because their name.
It's a more suiting color.
Yeah.
And we should probably work that out every time.
I wonder
so
what the
red.
stats is. How many times they've won as red and one as blue.
I don't think actually being red and blue affects things, but
no, would be cool. It would be an intriguing stat to have. We'll have to see what we can do.
I think we'll have to scrub through every single replay to see that though.
Okay.
No, it's cool. I'll do it.
AC Dub Herbal Thrill setting up a tank alley position in a defensive spot just over the rubble of all this destroyed concrete and brick and cobblestone. Slider in the T1 will be spotted. He will see AC Dub, but will not have any more information yet. As the rest of the tanks, looks like Captain Blood and the rest of his team will be moving up the hill. But Herbal Thrill is going to stay in this defensive position. It's a good position to have on the onset of the battle.
Yeah, and River of Blood making this huge push towards the hill. They're probably going to try and make the approach in a defilade. There we go. They're going to avoid spotting from Pavlo, and that's, I guess that's Patriel, or who is that else on the hill?
The other person on the hill is Pavlo and Patriel 2000.
Okay, so Patriel,
yes,
yeah, okay.
Pavlo.
They're going to be able to approach this position out of those 5100s, and possibly, if these 5100s, yes, they're going to aggress forward, but
Canada Duck takes a huge hit, and is that from actually the lower quadrant?
That's from Durasta, and Durasta spots him. I don't think, no. Only Doppler and Canada Duck have been spotted, and now an engagement elsewhere happens because Captain Blood has been spotted out, and he puts a hit on Patriel while he is taking numerous hits, going down to 326.
Captain Blood is isolated, and he's the first to fall. Patriel gets the kill, but Doppler, the 5100 and Canada Duck could get the cleanup here.
Canada Duck understands forward is the best direction right now. Patriel and Pavlo have spent numerous shells. It is time to finish off these 5100s, get those crucial kills, get that 2-for-1 trade, and they'll need to return to base quickly following this.
Nice shots coming out from River of Blood. Doc Golem and Savagey with the surround kill in the IS-3s, but Doppler was the one to get the last shot. And now the rest of War and Peace are going to be on the flag, and these AMX 5100s are going to have to book it very quickly to get there in time. But the T1 is able to get a reset on one of the tanks. Laps still left alive here. Beautiful play by him.
Yep, and Spirit AW does look like he wants to close the distance on Laps. Laps just wiggling, trying to see what he can do, and he's gonna go down. Big hit for River of Blood. It's 10 seconds left. I don't think they can make it. There are tanks just on the other side of Cap, and you can see perfect screening out of War and Peace. We saw this yesterday out of them, and there it goes. Base capture, 2 wins for War and Peace.
Wow, this could be one of the biggest upsets, not just in terms of skill for these teams, but also the points that are so crucially needed by River of Blood to guarantee their spot, or at least to get a better spot to make it to Vegas. And now they are one battle away from it falling through their grasp, and that's really, really difficult to see. But
let's look at these lineups. 2 5100s, a T69, and 2 AMX 1390s for River of Blood. On the other side, War and Peace, a T-32, 2 Pershings, and 2 1390s. I like this lineup that we see out of River of Blood in the blue.
Well, I also like this lineup that we see of War and Peace because it's defensive and they got that view range and they can play that way because they're up 2-0. They could play for the draw, and the draw once again, meaning that they will win the series. And that would be devastating to River of Blood because this is their last chance to earn more points to try to make it to Vegas. Both teams have fought hard throughout the league play. This will be their last appearance here in regular group play.
And now 1390's Captain Blood and Savagey will have a chance to make some early hits on 1390s like DeRosta and Actub. There are 2 very solid hits. Let's see if they're going to keep this aggression going. And it looks like they will. There goes DeRosta of 1390 down in the first minute of play. Herbal Thrill taking hits, going down to 699. Actub is going to begin a flank of his own to the southwest, but I don't think he's going to get a lot of damage for that.
Herbal Thrill in the Pershing, 699 at a 1440. He's at less than half health, and that could be a shutdown a little bit later, but that view range.
And elsewhere, I got to interrupt you. Actub is down almost down. Canada takes him down to 232. And this is such a huge lead right at the beginning. Canada's going to continue his way around and finish off Actub. Amazing. That is 2 tier 8s down for War and Peace. River of Blood coming back with a vengeance. So
and
aggressive.
Look at the rest of the HP for War and Peace. They have less than half health for all those tanks except Pavlo. Pavlo in the T-32. Another shot against Pat Real 2000. Doc Golem in the T-69 does get plugged. But Doc Golem and Dopper clean up the 2 Pershings. Only one left alive now that can do any damage is Pavlo, and he is getting lit up. Somebody paid his power bill. One more shot from Doc Golem. He's going to go down. Spirit AW kills Laps. That is going to be the only death, it looks like, from River of Blood. And now Spirit AW, the only one left alive here in the T1, is going to try to hide, maybe stay alive for the draw. This is the River of Blood that we know, and they are not holding back.
Much better map for them. I feel like Himmelsdorf is, they play it the same way every time. This map, taking a look at these tank lineups. River of Blood, 2 AMX 50-100s and 3 IS-3s. War and Peace, 2 50-100s, 2 IS-3s, and a 1390. Little mobility, whereas River of Blood is going to have that really very hard-hitting lineup for a city map.
And that 1390, like you talked about the mobility, I like the flanking position it can take, especially by cutting the map in half. I'm talking about that F-road, that crossroad that happens in between the Delta Village and the F6 line. And because of that, it can get around some tanks that are immediately engaged in the Delta Village or trying to push north for the flag cap.
Right off the start, Patriot is spotted by Doc Golem, I believe, and Doc Golem along with Canada will both be spotted.
Yep.
Wow. Both teams deciding to go the same side of the map. Actub, though, is on the opposite side of the map in his 1390. So if we saw an engagement right now, it would go probably to River of Blood. War and Peace down a whole tier 8 at 1390, though. Does have the advantage of, geez, he's going to rip apart any T1s he comes across, and he could put some cap pressure on. So War and Peace is going to have that advantage of mobility, but River of Blood does need to worry about that, and doing so, they will send Canada back. He's going to go defend base.
And Canada is going to be a little bit lonely as Laps and Slider will be joining him up there with no pressure yet. But here comes another push coming further south. River of Blood may take a better position to cover those avenues across the way. Pat Real 2000 coming across the corner here. He is able to scout 2, 3 tanks, Dopper, Doc Golem, and Captain Blood. But is
Captain Blood is tracked by Herbal Thrill as Savagey lines up a shot. Will he connect at all? No. They will back off slightly. Captain Blood did position his IS-3 in such a way that it was very difficult for Herbal Thrill to get a shot, and Herbal Thrill has now put out a shot on Captain Blood's track. Captain Blood will have a damaged left track, and it will be easier in the future to track Captain Blood on that track. Just something to think about if you're a T1. T1s that can actually unload their entire clip onto a damaged track of something like an IS-3, and possibly even track one. Something to happen, could happen in a fight. Wow, T1 going down. Laps.
Laps, the first one to fall. Slider was close enough to see AC Dub. after he did take that shot. And now, oh, down this alleyway. 2 beautiful shots from Herbal Thrill and Durasta into Captain Blood and Savagery. They're going to try to trade fire, but nothing is able to land. That's going to be an HP battle victory between these 2 tanks. And now they're going to try to come around the corner for another one. And the blue base is under attack.
At this time, Doc Golem and Dopper are squaring off with Patriot and Spirit AW. Canada looks like he's going to head back. Yes, he will be heading back to defend the base. Slider still alive in the T1 as Pavlo and Royal will be moving towards the cap. Active spots Canada and starts to back off, kiting him out ever so slightly. Pavlo and Royal are going to stop short of attempting to get on the cap as Canada begins lining up shots on Actub. And there, 1 shot down to 848. 2 down to 546. A 3rd shot misses, and Actub will be able to escape with 213. He catches fire, by the way, and he has an auto-fire extinguisher, so he puts that right out. Canada is going to return to the west just in time for an engagement.
And here comes Spirit AW. 2 shots from the IS-3s right into his side, but around the corners, Durasta and Herbal Thrill, and they're going to be hitting the backs of the IS-3s. IS-3s are going to continue to push in against the 5100s. It's a smart play to make. And now the 1390 is going to be fully exposed. He tries to load into Captain Blood, but he takes a little bit too much damage on that shot, and he is destroyed. Herbal Thrill and Durasta coming around the corner. Captain Blood trying to circle around, get the front of his armor into those IS-3s. Doc Golem initiates the shot, and now Durasta takes a hit. Captain Blood, Savagey, and Doc Golem are going to have to pick a target and fire into it because Savagey and Captain Blood have really low HP.
But here comes Canada. He has a wonderful flanking position, and it looks like he's getting hits. Yes, onto Durasta, and maybe a kill. Yes, kills Durasta. Herbal Thrill is one of the only tier 8s. Patril is out of the fight right now, and he's going to take hits. He even goes down to Canada. What a fight for River of Blood. They're going to take this one as Slider is probably going to finish up on Royal, who is attempting desperately to cap the blue base. Only T1s remain.
Well, Pavlo is going to be on the run trying to get away from those heavy tanks, and maybe, well, he's not really going to get far because Canada and the rest of his crew, River of Blood, can move to the south for the flag cap. They're going to reset that cap. Slider's going to be joining him as Pavlo's going to escape
Royal
to the Delta
They
Village.
square off, and shots fired. But Canada is coming, and he
is going to ram him. Kabooyah! And only 1 tank remains for War and Peace. This could be a huge comeback for River of Blood. This will be a victory for them in only a matter of time. With 5 minutes to spare, they have enough time to get the flag cap as they move to the south. I had to say, War and Peace, they still could do it. And if it is tied up 2-2, it means we'll go to another Battle 5 Rookil. And it just is more evidence to show that these teams are fighting as hard as they can, tooth and nail, even if they can't make it to Vegas, to be able to represent themselves and their skill at the end of the season. It's not about how you start, it's all about how you finish. And that's what these teams are trying to prove.
Well, how War and Peace finishes won't matter as much for them. They won't be coming to Vegas with us. But River of Blood, the way they finish appears to be always strong. They start off 2 down in a match, and they start like 2 or 3 down in the season. Coming back, they just love to be comeback kings.
The comeback kings indeed. 23 seconds left on the capture clock. 1 more tank needs to get there to further it down. But it's just going to be the 2 tanks. And as they continue to get these points, we will get closer and closer to a battle victory here. It's just a matter of time now. It's been a matter of time for the past about minute and a half. But 5 seconds left on the clock. 3, 2, 1. And this will be a victory for River of Blood.
Looking at tanks, T-32 Pershing, T-69, and 2 1390s for River of Blood. 3 Pershings and 2 1390s for War and Peace. This is the same lineup they brought last time to Cliff, yesterday.
That Pershing play. I asked him if that was a surprise. He said no, but it is a surprise on this map. The last battle, it's now a best of 1 from this best of 5 because it's tied up 2-2. We've had a best of 5 before this series. And now it all comes down to this. And the last best of 5 was in the last, literally, the last second for them to win. Spirit AW is going to be cruising to the south here. Well, it looks like River of Blood's going to be taking the hillside, moving up that approach very quickly and gaining that ground very quickly, and that's going to be very crucial for them to get some side shots into the western side. Doc Golem and Canada Duck are not scouted yet, but now Captain Blood is in the 1390. The Pershings are taking that beach play to the north, just around that little hill separation. And the island play is going to continue to stay with War and Peace. Now this could get dangerous for them. When I mean them, I mean River of Blood, because War and Peace can move in from the south side and get some excellent flanks in those highly mobile 1390s.
However, Doc Golem isn't in a bad position. His T-69 does get spotted a few times. He should just go to the bush to his left. Then he'd avoid getting spotted. He'd have great vision all the way to the south. He'd be able to punish any 1390 that would attempt to cross the water, like you're talking about, which is a strong approach. But the risk is that maybe a T-69 is watching the south approach, and he maybe is ready to cover it. Autoloader, able to punish you very easily. Only 2 seconds between shots on a T-69. It can pump out about 900, I think, damage on average in its clip, and that hurts. And especially with the amount of time that it takes for that to come out. It's like 10 seconds or so I'd say, to reliably get out a T-69's clip. You can get it out in less, but 10 seconds is a good time. Doc Golem, though, is prepared. South. Other members?
He is prepared, but so's Laps. As he's prepared to maybe do a couple laps around AC Dub and Spirit AW in their 1390s to be able to scout them. At least try to get their position to alert, information-wise, where War and Peace is. As River of Blood now, Captain Blood's going to move from the east. And Captain Blood, he is going to be in the 1390. He's going to find Pavlo, and he takes him down. And the next one he could find is Durasta. It looks like Captain Blood's going to stay in that eastern quadrant for a little bit, as Durasta is able to scout him for a second, and now Captain Blood disappears from their map.
Yeah, Captain Blood's going to say, I'm going to leave. You staying around in the 1390 after getting spotted, generally not a great idea. Let's take my flexibility in the 1390 and go elsewhere. Show up on the opposite side of the map. Maybe War and Peace isn't expecting it, but War and Peace should be smart enough to notice Captain Blood's no longer there. He's probably gone to the other side of the map to try and do some work over there, where maybe he can pick up a little damage, maybe a kill, do some spotting. 1390 is such a dynamic tank, and the autoloader is so potent. It does more damage in a clip than a T-69 does. And the thing is, Captain Blood could take out any tank 1v1 in a fight. Although, wow, Laps goes down. Very unfortunate. Herbal Thrill taking him down.
Yeah, Herbal Thrill in that Pershing is staying on the lighthouse side, and he's using this rock to stay in cover and bouncing back and forth this southern and eastern approach for anything to pop out of the way. And he was able to get the T1 that popped into his viewpoint, into his vision, and got the shot. Now, Canada Duck, he's not going to have a shot against, but those two tanks are spotted, and there will be a hit coming across the way from the Pershings. Royal and Pat Real 2000 in the setup spot, and Dopper takes a hit in his T-32. Another hit in his T-32. War and Peace is unloading as River of Blood tries to get into a better position, and now War and Peace has the HP value advantage, at least for now.
Yeah, that was... You saw Dopper and Canada Duck's turrets just going crazy when that happened. Those were that T-69, that must have been Herbal Thrill, right, from E1. And that was such a confusing thing for Dopper and Canada Duck to see, because that's such an uncommon position to take fire as you make your approach on the hill. Dopper and Canada Duck just down to 950 and 1064. That hurts. That hurts a lot. And they will have hill cover, but they paid for a position that they're not getting a whole lot out of. Canada Duck not really going to be able to do much. Now, we are going to see a push coming out of River of Blood. We're going to have Dopper, Doc Golem along the west. Canada Duck, Captain Blood, going to make himself lead the charge. He's going to take a few hits to start this fight.
Oh, here comes Savage though, coming across the hill, down the hill actually, and Captain Blood's going to wait, and he misses one of the shots against the Pershing, but the Pershing is tracked, and they're able to unload some shots into his side. Captain Blood's trying to swing around and get away from the danger as he is low. He takes a lot of hits, and Herbal Thrill is able to get the kill against him. He took a couple hits from one of the T1s, and Royal still left alive with 23 HP. Savagey, though, going for the flag cap, and he's going to get behind the rock. This is actually a really smart move by River of Blood, as this is going to force Pat Real and Savagey to turn their turrets the other way, and there goes a kill.
But here comes Spirit AW and Act Up in. They have a brilliant flank, and they will get free shots from the high ground down onto Doc Golem and Dopper. However, it looks like Doc Golem is loaded, so he might just about take down Act Up down to 83.
Wow, Doc Golem is able to hold the line, and now Pat Real 2000 is going to be surrounded from a T-69 and a 32. The T-69 pushes the Pershing right into the side of the mountain, and Canada Duck and his Pershing from a top-down viewpoint is going to land a shot, but Savagey is able to get that kill.
And there is a shot from Spirit AW tracking Doc Golem. Looks like Doc Golem is going to go down. Spirit AW, is he reloading? No, he's not, and he puts another shot onto Savagey as Savagey takes out Herbal Thrill. This fight is going to River of Blood. Spirit AW still at full health. Dopper's down at 46, and it looks like Slider has taken out Durasta, so no chance for cap pressure. Spirit AW is all alone. There's a chance he can clutch this, but it's really rather thin. I'd say victory for River of Blood.
River of Blood needs to turn around and go for the flag cap. They need to go for the flag cap right now. No point in chasing him around. No point in taking any extra damage here. You don't want to leave any windows or opportunities open for War and Peace to win this out. No matter how talented any of these players are, you go for the guaranteed win, and that's what they're doing on the flag cap. 3 tanks. They'll be able to cap it out in a matter of seconds. Spirit AW will put his tank on the flag cap, but he's just going to continue to move around here, and he's not going to get to the north side in time with 20 seconds left to go. One of the biggest comebacks to happen for WGLNA was River of Blood against War and Peace. Down 2, they're able to come back on Cliff, on Ruinberg, and now on Mines. And 5 seconds left to go, and they're going to take it.
What a story for River of Blood, getting all of that momentum. They always start slow, but they just bring it back every single time. 2 seasons in a row. River of Blood looks like they're going to be meeting us in Vegas. Not sure yet, not 100%, but their chances are looking pretty good.
They are looking a lot better before, because now they're going to have even more league points. And it was not a victory for a shootout. It was a complete best-of-5 match point victory. That means 3 more points will be added to league play. It's what they needed. It's what they wanted. It's what they got. War and Peace, though, made them fight for it. And if we see this type of War and Peace in the relegation matches, we could see them again in season number 3.
I would be happy to see them again. They would probably... they're definitely going to come back stronger than ever. They finally had a chance to fight in the WGLNA before they were in the major leagues. Decent competition, but not up to this level, not the top level in North America. And it looks like River of Blood is going to join Hammer Time and Simple Tankers at 12 league points. So there's now a 3-way tie right now for the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place in Bracket B.
Yep, well, we're going to find out what else is going to happen tonight, because we still have some more teams to go. That was only match number 2. The next match number 3 will be No Limit versus Cunningham. So as we get that match set up for you, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We come back, more World of Tanks esports action after this.